Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome to this For Honor video. In this video I will be talking about the closed beta and my personal opinion of it, so buckle down and enjoy. First, let's talk about the most important thing, the gameplay. I think it's fantastic, really. I love how you have the 3 directional blocking and attacking system. I also like how each hero has their own combos. These combos in the blocking system add a unique strategy to the action combat, unlike what's in most other games, really. I went in thinking I could play it like Dark Souls PvP, which is parry, insta-kill, parry, insta-kill. And I was really wrong, like just awfully wrong. This requires more strategy. You need to pick who to fight, where to fight, and what combos will be most effective against the enemy hero. For example, if you're playing as a fast assassin class, going up against a conqueror with your fast attack combos isn't a good idea because usually he can block you out of your combo. So you have to think about other things, like maybe you can knock him off the edge, or maybe you can guard break him into like a group of enemies, or, well, your allies or enemies, whatever. So each person you fight, you kind of need to think a little differently. Now this makes each match feel and play differently, since different people use different heroes and different strategies. In short, I love the combat, and I feel like I could spend hours in this game once it releases, which I already have pre-ordered, so, you know. Now, let's talk about the game modes. There are 3 game modes: Dominion, Brawl, and Duel. In Dominion, there are 3 points, A, B, and C, or Alpha, Bravo, Charlie, whatever, that the teams are competing to capture. Each team consists of 4 players, so it's a 4v4 game mode, so 8 players, for you mathematicians out there. You capture the points, hold them, and kill enemies to win. Eventually, once your team scores over 1,000 points, it will go into the enemy team will break, which means that you need to hunt them down and kill them. They will not respawn unless they capture a point and get you under 1,000. So once you go into breaking, you kill everyone and then you win. In Brawl, 2 teams of 2 are competing to kill the opposing team of 2. So it's 2v2. And finally, Duel is a 1v1 battle to the death. I think that these game modes are great and fun in their own right. Duel tests your ability of personal combat skill, which gets pretty intense if you and your opponent get each other down to really low health, because that's when it really matters. That's when you need to get your defense, your offense, your combos, your guard breaks, everything needs to be on point to win. Brawl also tests your personal skills, but does require some coordination with your partner, so it's best to party up with a friend. And Dominion tests team coordination and ambushing tactics. There are moments when you can isolate one other enemy and you have an epic duel with them, you know, soldiers in the background just dying, and it's hectic and it's awesome. But more often than not, you'll start fighting someone and half their team will show up, forcing you to run away, because you cannot take on more than one other person. I've seen people take on 2, like I've seen the 1v2 and the 1 person win, but once it gets to 1v3 or 1v4, you're kind of screwed. Either way, you can have fun with any of the game modes because they just really have a different playstyle for each of them. You just have to really just find your cup of tea. Next, let's talk about the heroes. Each faction, which there are 3, the Knights, Vikings, and Samurai, have 3 classes in the beta. The full game will have 4 classes per faction. So in the beta there's 9 classes, in the full game there will be 12. Each hero class feels unique. This is due to the fact that each class uses a different weapon, and each weapon has a different damage model, different range, and just different combos. So you might need to try a few heroes out before you find your main. There is, however, one thing I don't like about the heroes. That one thing is that some hero classes are gender locked, meaning you can only play them as one gender. The Shugoki, Warlord, and Lawbringer classes are male only, and the Nobushi, Valkyrie, and Peacekeeper classes are female only. I wish this really wasn't a thing. The other 6 classes can be played as both male and female, so why make the other half locked? What if you want to play as a female Lawbringer? You can't. What if you want to play as a male Nobushi? You can't. Let's just hope Ubisoft changes this before the full game releases, because as of now it's just kind of a letdown and a bummer to some of those people that maybe wanted to play as a female Lawbringer, for example. I don't know. It was a weird decision to me, since they talk about customization and stuff like that, but then gender lock some of the classes. A little bit confusing, and I really hope they change it before the 14th game release. Next, let's talk about the gear system. In the beta, you can complete challenges or complete matches to get currency. You can use this currency to buy gear packs from the scavenger. Also, at the end of each match, there's a chance that a piece of gear will drop, but in my experience, most of these gear drops at the end of matches aren't really good, like the gear is really low quality, so your best bet of getting high level gear is to purchase them from a scavenger. I actually like this gear system. Each piece of gear usually increases one stat but decreases another. This makes the piece somewhat balanced. Also, it adds in a nice amount of visual customization and just stuff like that I personally like. Now, do you want to focus on getting gear that increases your defense but decreases your attack damage? Or do you want to focus on gear pieces that increase how quickly you gain revenge but lowers your revive time? This means that you can make different builds for a hero that focus on different things. This is especially helped that since when you reach level 20 with a hero, you unlock a loadout slot. So with those you can experiment with gear and abilities and stuff like that and kind of make each variation for each situation. You might want to have like a dual loadout, or a brawl loadout, or a dominion loadout, whatever really is your thing. And finally, last but not least, let's talk about the game's graphics. This game looks beautiful. The trees, the cloth, armor, and terrain all look great. Also, the sounds are fantastic. As the clanking of swords ring out around you and you hear the deathly screams of fallen soldiers, you can get extremely immersed. And then have that immersion be shattered to pieces whenever the frame rate drops. The only bad thing is that on certain maps of Dominion, at least not in other game modes, I only focus this in, or I only saw this in Dominion, the frame rate would drop rapidly and stay pretty low for a few seconds, but then it would eventually buff up. At least on Xbox One, which I played on Xbox One, so I'm not too sure if on PS4 or PC if the frame rate drops. If you play on one of those consoles, like if you play on PS4 or PC, let me know if there have been frame rate drops as well. Now that rounds up the video. I hope you guys enjoyed. I want to know, have you played the beta yet? What is your opinion of the beta? And finally, what changes would you like to see be made to the game before its release? Leave a comment below to let me know. Please don't forget to subscribe to the channel and like this video for more For Honor content. So I've been thinking about covering it a lot on my channel, you know, doing hero guides, stuff like that, doing build guides. Just let me know if you guys would be interested in any of that content for this game. Anyways, I'm the Battle Moon, and I will see you in the next video.